Hey pizza patrons! Today I am going to walk you through how to make one of Thursday Night Pizza's most popular recipes, Roman-style potato pizza. Super simple. It can be vegan if you like, or you can add some Parmesan cheese on top at the very end. But the basics, just pizza dough, rolled or stretched out. I like more of a rectangle shape, very thinly sliced gold potatoes, mixed with some olive oil, salt and pepper, rosemary, and that's it. You ready? The first step, even before you preheat the oven, you've got to soak the potatoes. This makes them bake up nice and creamy and makes sure that they cook all the way through on the pizza in the oven. Because as you know, potatoes take a little bit longer to cook than other vegetables. So we're gonna brine them first. They're gonna need to brine in just some warm water and salt for about 30 minutes. You could go up to an hour. First, you're gonna take your gold potatoes. I've got 1.5 pounds right here for a roughly 14-inch pizza. You could do just 1 pound if you make smaller ones. I'm just going to use this big side of my box grater to get them nice and thin. Once your potatoes are really thinly sliced, I'm gonna get a bowl, pour in 3 cups of lukewarm water, just tap water's fine, and 4 tablespoons, or up to 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt. 2, 3, 4. And then whisk that until the salt is fully dissolved. And then add the potatoes. And you're gonna let them soak. You're gonna press them down, make sure they're fully submerged in the water. And you're gonna let them soak for about 30 minutes. And as soon as those potatoes are starting to soak, you wanna start your oven. Preheat it to 500 degrees, whether you're doing your pizza on a baking sheet or a baking steel or stone. It's the same with this recipe. All right, see you in 30 minutes. My potatoes are almost done brining, so I'm going to mince up this onion. It is 1/4 medium-sized yellow onion, or you could do half of a small yellow onion. You'll see, it's just a little bit, but it's gonna add some nice flavor to this pizza. For reference, that's about a brimming 1/2 cup of minced onion. When your potatoes are done brining for at least 30 minutes up to an hour, I'm gonna drain them in a colander in the sink. And press out as much moisture as you can. And then what I like to do is spread out some paper towels on my surface and get them as dry as I can. I'll show you how. Do a triple layer. Okay. Spread them out. Put another couple pieces on top. Doesn't have to be a perfect single layer of potatoes, but the point is just to get them as dry as you can without stressing out. Okay. Do that. And then sometimes I just roll them up like this. Really get them dry. And then you're gonna put the dried potatoes in a bowl. This is where you're gonna do the seasoning. Good enough. All right, now add your minced onion to that. You're gonna mince up about 1 tablespoon of fresh rosemary. That smells good. And it doesn't have to be a perfect tablespoon either. If it's more like 2, no big deal. All right. All right, save your rosemary. You're gonna use that to add a little garnish after the pizza bakes. All right, and to the bowl, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil, some black pepper. I like to add a lot. If you don't love black pepper, don't add as much. It's not a big deal. All right, some kosher salt, nice big pinches. Remember, this pizza doesn't have cheese, or much of it. If you do choose to do the Parmesan, it's still just a little bit at the end. So the salt really matters here. Okay, you're gonna mix it up. Oh, that smells so good. Now this is another opportunity where it matters. If you have a really, really good olive oil, use it, because the flavor will matter here. It's so simple. Okay. Now you're ready to stretch out your dough and get this pizza in the oven. My oven is preheated. My potatoes, oh, here they are. My potatoes are seasoned and ready to go. My dough is stretched out, and I'm ready to get this pizza in the oven. If you're using a baking sheet, that's fine. Just grab any old large rim baking sheet or pizza pan and put your dough right on it, or you can put a piece of parchment paper under the dough on your pizza pan or baking sheet. I like to use my preheated baking steel in the oven. So I've floured a pizza peel here, and I've got my dough ready, and I am going to put it on. Now for this pizza, I like my dough to have like a little bit of a rectangular shape. So I'm gonna go ahead and form that on my peel. And this is about a 14-inch pizza that I'm making. I don't have a ruler, but that's my guess. All right, super simple. Your potatoes are already ready. They're already coated in oil. Just give them another little mix and put them on there. Try and spread them out in an even layer as best as you can. I am not going to waste our time and try putting them in this perfect formation, because I think it's just as delicious if it's a little jumbled. Just try and keep it even, because then they'll all cook well. If there's a big clump somewhere, that won't cook as well, so you'll just have some crunchier potatoes, but we don't want that. So let's try and keep it even. I might not even use all these potatoes, but you can if you want. The brining process also helps the potatoes soften. It doesn't cook them or anything, but it helps them soften and it makes them cook a little quicker. So that is why we do that. All right. Ooh, I see some onion in my bowl I'm gonna use. Okay. Now that to go. We're gonna top with some more black pepper. Another pinch of salt. And this guy's ready for the oven. It's gonna bake at 500 degrees for about 10 minutes. What you're looking for is the bottom of the crust should be a nice golden brown. All right, let's do it. Oh man, is this beautiful. So the beauty of the potatoes is that they create a kind of cheese creamy texture to the pizza. So though it might sound odd to have starch on starch, the potatoes on the pizza dough, the result is kind of cheesy in a way. I totally almost dropped that on the floor, by the way. All right, so here we go. Yep, the potatoes are nice and creamy and obviously cooked through. It smells so good. Now, I'm just gonna give it a drizzle of olive oil, a nice healthy drizzle, a sprinkle of rosemary, and for me, I am going to add some Parmesan cheese, finely shredded Parmesan cheese, or grated is fine too. If you are vegan and want to keep this cheese free, go ahead. It's going to be delicious either way. The only thing I would say is that if you're not putting cheese on your pizza, you want to add just another little sprinkle of salt, because that's part of what the cheese does to this. I mean, who doesn't love potatoes with salt, right? Right. So here we are. Let me bring it over so you can really see up close. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's beautiful. Right. And now I'm just going to slice this guy up. I like rectangular slices on this just because that's what the traditional Roman pie is like. You can do triangles though. Also, do you hear that crunch?